Good morning. Back on the job site. This is the first video of me being back to work since I had my disaster strikes. My 5 or so broken ribs. I took 2 weeks out, lots of rest, and I'm still not fully, there. It's definitely going to be a slow recovery. It's been slow the entire time, but we're back on the job site, thankfully. It's getting a little bored at home. It's been a long time since I've had 2 weeks just doing nothing, and being injured even sucks even more because you can't do anything other than sit there and watch TV. But we're back on the job site, thankfully. We did miss some pretty cool stuff, unfortunately, but I had the guys take some pictures and stuff like that, and that is the septic tanks. There's 3 tunnel tanks that were installed, so really big ones. So we'll go and check it out. They're almost backfilled. This is actually, I think, the 3rd day of them hauling in material to backfill them. We want to backfill them with good material and everything. But so we'll get some clips of that. I'm going to be taking it super duper easy, seeing as I am kind of useless in the condition that I'm in, but hey, that's good for videos, right? But yeah, so we're working on that. Today is Monday. Friday, they're putting binder down. So we got to get everything ready for that. We still got a little bit of filling, a little bit of fine tuning. We got to put a bunch of stakes in with grades and kind of GPS out the road. So but yeah, the other thing we're also working on is we're going to be working on pressure testing the sewer main. Now, we've never done it before, but we've been looking at the equipment that we can get, and so we've been trying to kind of piece it together. And I got the manual, or not a manual, it's kind of like a brochure for a kit. So this is kind of the paperwork. So you got these 2 different types of plugs, and so that kind of makes it so you can hook up air into this one and we'll pressurize the main. This one's just like a balloon plug. This is the kit. So we're gonna see if we can get this. We did order it, but the only place we can get it from is somewhere in Canada. So they're like 6 weeks out on it. So that's really not gonna work. We'd really like to be able to test these mains before they pave. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go to another supplier that we have and see if they have the kit or can order the kit in a little bit of a quicker time. Yeah, so we'll head on down there and we'll show you guys the tanks. So these are the septic tanks. That's the first one. We got 2 more right there. Mike's running the 308 compacting it in while they haul it in. And so these are about 10 feet in the ground, 12 feet in the ground too. So there's quite a bit of space inside them. And from that end of the hole to that end of the hole, I think it was like 120 feet. So they're big. They are big. So down there, that's the pump chamber. So there'll actually be a full lift up hatch that we'll have to get and install. And you can get down in there, and that's where the pumps will be. I don't know if this has 1 or 2 pumps. And then the septic field is kind of all that way. So one big huge community septic. So we gotta core our own holes in the tanks. So we'll go from that structure into the tank. And yeah, so it's a big process, but I got a couple pictures, like I said, from the guys, so we'll put those up now. So Mike hopped in the skid steer. I'm now in the 308, the compactor. The crawling into machines or climbing up into machines is definitely still a little tough for me. So the 308's nice and low, smaller machine. So I got in this one. It's not too bad to get in for me. But so I'm just running the compactor, and we're going to start to fill over the tanks now. But yeah, so the company that brought these out and puts it together still has to come out, and they actually do. I don't know exactly what it is. They seal the inside of the tank somehow. It might be like a seal coat kind of thing, like with foundation. I'm not 100% sure yet, but they do have to come out and do that process. And you can see there's a couple pull-offs here. I don't know if you can see the orange painted line right there that goes like that. So this is a pull-off right here. So all these covers are in pavement. And luckily, when we ordered these plates, we had to get some more for this job. There's just so many on this job. For some reason, they were like, "Oh, you want the cutoff, like the scrap?" Because we ordered 12 plates. So sure, we thought it was gonna be like a strip. It was a whole 5x5 plate down there at the end. We're like, might as well cut that into 4 more of these plates because they're 30x30. It would have worked out. Whatever, you know. We'll find something to do with that plate. Well, thankfully we had it, because where the big door is to get into the pump chamber, we needed a big plate, so that plate will work for that, and it worked out perfectly. But so yeah, just waiting for these guys to dump their last couple loads, and they'll be out our way, and we'll be able to get back to backfilling. the last load, so I'm gonna finish compacting that right there. And we have to strip all this stone that we hauled in on that roadway right there. We got to strip that all out. We graded that in the beginning of the winter. We graded that with road base, and the freeze thaw thing just turned it into an absolute mess. Everything that was coming in here and leaving was dragging trails out on the road, and so they actually bought a power broom like weed whacker to clean it. And you know, so we ended up hauling in a bunch of 3-inch minus, and we put a coat over the whole road, which was basically from here all the way out through that entrance. They did strip out a lot of it when they did the electric, but there still is quite a bit to be stripped out. That's going to be all brought down so that the grader can come in here, which is, the grader's coming Friday, not the paver. Grader's coming Friday to grade, and so that's substantially high. So we got to take all that stone back out. So yeah, so the grader's going to come in. He's going to grade all the way from the entrance, all this. He's going to grade up that spur road, and he's going to grade down there. So we're moving over to bringing over and stripping that 3-inch minus off the road. Dad's just out in the 308 Next Gen stripping it, putting it in kind of a windrow, and then I'm picking it up, bringing it over here, and Mike's spreading it out. We have kind of a crater right there that we has now become kind of the path of driving. So he's just smoothing that out, making it a little nicer. Yeah, nothing too crazy. This roadway in here, oh my, it's so hard. Now that it's like been driven over, and it was compacted obviously when it was installed, but now it's like literally concrete. So, but the 308s have no problem scraping it up. I'm having a problem cutting into it at all. I can't cut into the roadway at all. That's all right. doing snow work, picking up, you know, hauling snow, loading trucks. That's how you get the rest of the pile. That's how I've always done it. Because I have the skid steer come at me and kind of push it into the bucket. Works pretty good, but it's a common tactic for snow. Alrighty, we got the roadway. We got this all cleaned up. We only grabbed about half the stone just due to the time of day. So tomorrow we'll probably grab the rest of the stone out in the roadway. We got some more dirt coming in, backfill that tank or those tanks. And then we also got the pipe there connecting that together. So we'll start working on all that tomorrow, I would imagine. If not, Wednesday's always there. We're going home. See you in the morning. Good morning. So we're starting out. We got a couple grade stakes here. Just trying to start to figure out what our grades really are for the road. Kind of start to prepare for the grader on Friday. We got these guys hauling in today. So we're gonna see if we can get that tank covered up. We need the tanks covered up actually, because part of the tanks are in the road. So these guys are hauling in. But, yeah, it's gonna be insanely hot today again. We're in like these like 3-4 day long heat advisories, so just gonna try and take it easy, not do anything crazy. So we're back working on trying to stake out the rest of the road. He's basically got all those loads dozered out now. So we have to figure out exactly where the stations are according to the plan. Unfortunately, they didn't get onto the GPS. They weren't on the file that the engineer sent me. So we have to tape it out, figure out where the stations are. Then we can mark or put a stake in the ground and then mark the stake with the elevation to that station. Mike's just marking out the road. We'll put some stakes in the ground. We'll have to pull the laser out.
Where did you get that?
Yeah. It's so dusty you can't even spray it. There's another trailer coming too, Mike, so think they started out today with like 2 or 3 trucks on. Now they have like 6. They're coming in droves, that's for sure. So I still got, I think, another 3 trailer loads of this base here, but I got a little behind, so there's quite a bit of room over here, and so we're stockpiling this for the grading crew. They typically always use material when they're here, so we have to stockpile it for them. But I want this pile as far back to the edge of the fill as possible to give the guy with the grader as much room, because they are going to pave as far as they can. So the more the merrier. So I hopped in the 320 here, and I'm just going to see if I can flip that pile back. After they're done getting the last couple loads in, we then can go back to the road, strip the rest of the stone that's on that entrance road, and then I guess this is the rest of the layout. We can't finish doing the layout like on that curve right there, that main curve where the guardrail and everything is. We can't put the stakes in there. It's gonna make it kind of tight for the trailers to be backing in and everything. So we left those stakes out, but Mike is moving right along with laying out that road. So he's doing a great job with it. But yeah, so we'll get those other loads. I'll get this pile flipped, and then we can go back to stripping that stone. Weather report is over 100. It is very hot. Thankfully, I'm now in the 320, which has the best AC in the world. So I don't know if you can hear the fan going, but it's going. All right, well, we'll move this pile real quick. here is a poor man's clamshell bucket. You know, it's funny, I see clamshell buckets actually. Actually, it's not clamshell buckets, it's side dump buckets. For this particular loader on Facebook Marketplace, this 938G has it's got a Balderson coupler on it, which is, it's what Cat gave you for a coupler when you ordered this machine. There's not a lot of things that fit it though. It's totally outdated. I think it was only for the G's. It might have, I don't even think it's on the H's. And it might be on the F's, but it's a strange hookup. And finding other buckets, I've been looking for another bucket, this exact bucket, for a long time now, so that we could have a straight edge and a toothed bucket. I actually have the adapters and the tips for this bucket, and we ran them last season, and when we were doing so much moving of that rocky stuff. Then for the snow, I had to put the edge back on, so I just never put those adapters back on there. But it would be awesome to have a bucket set up with teeth and a bucket set up with the edge, but I can't find this bucket to save my life. The only things I can find, I've seen a couple sets of forks, which I already have. I have a set of forks for this. A set of forks and a side dump bucket. So I don't really have much use for a side dump bucket. I don't really know. I've been, you know, contemplating. We get a bucket that's just got some other hookup on it, cutting that off and making something to hook onto this coupler here. You know, but just another project. But yeah, well, maybe someone on who's watching this video's got one of these things. If you got a bucket that fits a 938G, let me know. I am interested in it for sure. Good morning. So we're gonna start off with uncovering this manhole right there, which is the first manhole of the large septic tank. We got our main coming in, so we got to core a hole in the side, get that baffle all together and everything. And then we're going to core all the holes for the connecting pipes for the rest of the tanks. But yeah, so we're just going to get started with that. We got trucks hauling in again today. So it's going to be another scorcher, of course, always. Yeah. So Mike's got this plate painted out here, so we'll get digging into that. Got the main exposed right there. Right where that orange mark is where we're gonna go through the tank. It's gonna be a little bit of a zigzag. It's that would go like in over here. So we have 222s. I think we're gonna scoot that over a little bit. When this was all originally engineered, the sewer was above the water main. They ended up changing that so the sewer was below, so that's why it's so much deeper in there over here. They ended up adding, I think, 2 more sections onto the septic tank to make up for that space in the tank that they need. But Mike will finish laying this out. It's a treat being able to watch someone do that rather than being the guy doing it. Obviously because of my injury, having Mike do it. But So you can see right here, the main is coming out right about here. So we gotta do a fitting, so it kind of goes like that, which is fine, no biggie. But yeah, we're using the Milwaukee sewing machine in there just because we can use the vacuum and everything. We don't have to drill a hole and bolt it and stuff, so it makes it a little easier. But yeah, we'll get that hole drilled. Yeah, they can go on the other side of those deck supports too. I don't know, hold on. Yeah, that'll work out perfect there, Mike. Once we put that T on it, we'll bump that over into the tank a little bit more. Yeah. Keep going, yep. Yep, you're in. You keep going. Good? Yep. Yep, you're good. Nice when it's 100 degrees out. The gaskets are nice. It's not like in the winter you need to push it together with an excavator.
Stone now? Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. One of the other things too that those guys did when I was out was they finished all the deck supports, or at least on these 3 houses. So we did those ones in the ADS. They also did that, and then they did all the stonework for the decks. It's nice. I hate doing these things. So doesn't Mike, but Mike had to do those by himself. In the hole, he had to be by himself. Obviously Dave was in the excavator, but yeah, no, so those are all done. And even on the other house over there, you know, that number 1, there's a wall. The backyard of that house there's a wall and there's a retention pond, so the walls also too, which is another thing, it's a pain in the ass. But they started that one, so that's nice. They did that. They did a few other things those 2 weeks that I was out. But yeah, no, it's coming along good. The paver is a big electric guy. He likes electricity. So they all had 3/4 ton Chevys, pretty decent sized paving company too. But they all had traded in their Chevys. Well, he traded in all their Chevys for the Rivians. And I don't know if you've seen, there's a white Rivian that pops up every now and again. That's the builder. So the builder and this guy are buddies, and they both like their Rivian trucks. But this guy replaced his 3/4 ton pickups with Rivians. Like his, you'll see there'll probably be 2 of them here on Friday, the grade crew. And you know, I saw them at the supply yard earlier this week too. They had a trailer hooked up to it. They tow around an enclosed trailer with all the tools, and the guy must have like 10-12 of them things. And I believe he actually put in an order for all electric triaxles. I've yet to see that. Maybe we'll see that on this job, but you know, I'll be here for sure when they pave. So I'll have the drone and the camera going and everything, but you'll see all the Rivians that he'll have here. All his foremans and everything have one. Hey, whatever floats your boat. I'd say that looks good to me. If you want, man. You pick up on your end there, Mike. Hold on, no, towards you. Okay, now push in. Yeah, you're good.
Your line's good?
Yeah, yep. Good morning. So we're back on this. We got one more connection to make. We just backfilled this real quick yesterday afternoon. So we got 2 more holes, 1 more piece of pipe, and the tanks will be all set. Mike, you got a screwdriver down there or something? Just, there's a bunch of dirt that got jammed into this end. Yeah, Mike, the airline's getting pink. Let me see. There you go. Last hole, Mike was able to get that one all drilled up. Unfortunately, the coring machine doesn't fit in between the space in this tank. It's like 2 inches, so it sucks a lot. And you gotta lower everything down on a rope. Of course, I'm not that useful this week, so it's a little difficult, but I was able to help him out enough. So he's in there. Big piece of steel, I could hear it. He was just drilling through it. we'll get this pipe. I think we got some rain on the way, so hopefully it doesn't make too much of a disaster, but we're almost done with this hole, so. We got that pipe work in. The baffles are all together. Of course, it's starting to rain. When would it not? So we got that pipe in right there. We have that the electric for the pump house and the well. The well will get electricity from the pump house that will feed power for the sewer pumps there. So we just got to finish making that crossing right there, and then we can backfill that, and then we don't have to trench across it once it's all paved or anything like that. So I'm just finding those two pipes right now. Basically got that all smoothed out, nice and flat, graded somewhat, so it's a little easier for the grader to take it from there. Yeah, so I'll hop on the roller and I'll roll all this. Yesterday, when those some of those last trailers that came in, we had this all trenched up here, so we had them dumped there. Now I'm just gonna move it all, so we have one central location for this this dirt here. Super nice. Now we got a nice good stockpile of it. It's still pouring out. Holy smokes. But it doesn't, the camera does not do justice at all. But we got this whole pile, so back drag that all with the loader and everything, so that's nice. And it's like a nice parking lot, you know. The day that they come to do the paving and everything, you know, the contractors are all going to need kind of a spot to go. All the guys that are here for paving are going to need a spot to go. So it will be nice that we have that that space over there with nice grindings and everything, so it will hold up and won't be muddy for everyone. But we're out of here. So tomorrow, I guess tonight, the grader's coming. I don't know, we'll see. But tomorrow they're grading, so I'm gonna be probably working with the grader in the loader. And Mike and Dad will be working on the wall over here by the 320, as there's a wall there at that retention pond. They're going to start working on that to get that retention pond kind of underway and built. That way the water from the street, like I was saying, has somewhere to go. But yeah, so we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We got quite a bit of rain last night, but this imported gravel here is good, so it's staying hard. The grader is here, got delivered like 20 minutes ago. The guy who runs the grader and his laborer are here, and it sounds like they're already ready for some material. So I'm gonna stick with the grader guy. I'm gonna be in the 938, and I'm just gonna give him material as he needs it. So I've done this a couple times on previous jobs with this exact same guy, so he's pretty good on the grader. So I don't know what that grader has for motor, but it sounds good. turn. The whole machine articulates. And you got all the functions with the scarifiers and the blade, and I don't know what the joysticks look like in that thing, but you definitely got to be quite the operator to run one of those. This guy, I think, worked for this paving company for a while. He's been the same grader operator since, you know, we started working for this builder. This builder's always used this paving company. He's going around just double checking all his heights, see what he's gonna cut and film. Super hard spot right there. He's actually gonna have to run those scarifiers through it. He's making the whole grader like pop. When he was trying to cut it with the blade, and the scarifier is just biting right through it. So the grading is all done. We are just painting out the street so that is all ready for them Monday morning. So we're only going to pave to that hydrant right there. So, but yeah, all looks great. We have this basically all marked out. I don't know how much you can see it. We got to put a bunch of stone right there for, so you can't even see it, that wall that's right there. So that wall kind of comes out. Big retention pond here. So I got to move a bunch of that stone over here. So that's what I'm going to go do. That way we have that all done before they pave, I think is the theory. Or I'm not doing it while they're paving. I'm gonna go hop in the loader. This is all done. This is all getting a vertical granite curb. So they'll have to pull it in. I think they pull it in another foot to give that person room to do their work. All good though. Well, alrighty. This is all good. Ready to rock and roll for Monday morning. It is Friday. It's 3:30. We're gonna take a little bit of an early day today. Not that nobody minds that. Yeah, so we'll end this video here. Thanks for watching.